everybody? Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Battle report number 39. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Ogre Khans, versus Cannon of Doom of the Empire of Sonstal. This is another knockout, drag-out fight where he has a new list idea, and I have one. I've only tweaked a few things. I don't think there's a whole lot of change. I think really only I'm going to notice it, so that works out great. But it is a fun game. This was a lot of fun to play, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes. Here's my list. I've still got my lord, my great shaman, Skaven in AZ, or Skaz as I like to call him. He's a level 4 wizard with the Screaming Swords, Demonic Heart, Obsidian Pebble, Charm of Cursed Iron, and a Path of Heavens. His job really is to just, if his unit gets shot or magic by anything significant, he is able to give his unit just a little bit of a save. It's nothing huge, but it's better than nothing, you know what I mean? For my hero choices, I still have my Khan, Berserk. He's my general. He's got the Blessed Sword, Hardened Shield, Talisman of Greater Shielding, and Spine Splitter. Gave him the Blessed Sword and Hardened Shield, so he'd still have a 3-up armor. Blessed Sword for divine attacks and rerolling wounds. I like that. Spine Splitter for the extra attack at Strength 6. And yeah, I mean, I just want my general to be generally, you know? Next up, I have my other Khan. He's my BSB. He's still got his Flesh Render, Mithril Mail, and Talisman of Lesser Shielding. I'm going to tweak his list. I'm going to try something else. I have an idea, but in this list, he still has his old kit, his original kit. And then, of course, I have my Mammoth Hunter, Lord Tremendous. He's got his Ogre Crossbow, his Iron Fist, Armor of Fortune, Lucky Charm, Oroch's Charm, Headhunter, and he's on his trusty Tusker, the War Teddy. Spoiler alert, in my next game I have a different kit for Lord Tremendous that I think is going to raise a few eyebrows. Yeah, so just something to look forward to in my next report. Next up are my core choices. I have a unit of 7 tribesmen, the good old boys. They got a Banner Musician, Iron Fists, and the Banner Discipline. I have a second unit of 7 tribesmen, Skaz's Spazzes. They've got full command and Iron Fists. Next up, I have a unit of 15 Scraplings, the Cheapskates, with Banner and Short Bows. Then I have a second unit of 15 Scraplings with Banner and Short Bows. And then for my special choices, I have a Saber-Toothed Tiger, Bow Wowzer. I've got a unit of 5 Scrapling Trappers, my favored pets. And then I have a unit of 5 Mercenary Veterans, the Corpulent Bastards. They have Banner, Musician, Iron Fists, Lethal Strike, Bodyguard, and the Stalker Standard, because I don't like this unit taking DT tests. Then I have a unit of 4 Bombardiers with a Musician. Then for my rare choices, I have a Thunder Cannon of Doom. And then I have the legend that is my Frost Mammoth, Rufus. He's got a couple of Ogre crossbows slapped to the backs of his riders, but he's the real attraction. He's the main event, and he will kick your teeth down your throat. So yeah, that's going to do it for my list. I'm going to post my opponent's list, play some music. Feel free to pause it at any time to see what he took. through my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here's deployment. So my opponent deployed first, and he threw down all of his stuff. So I knew exactly where all of his stuff was going to be, and I was excited. So I threw down accordingly. I have Lord Tremendous, some scraplings, and my cannon on that hill on the left side. Lord Tremendous was going to try to deal with the captain on a Pegasus if my cannon couldn't take him out, and the scraplings were just going to run interference, sacrifice himself to the captain to buy the cannon another turn. That was really the goal. Then I have my mercs. We're going to shoot up into the forest here, hopefully get a hold of these knights. I'm hoping for DD tests when they go through the forest. I didn't realize at the time that they had the Stalker standard. I should have remembered. I didn't. I suck. But, you know, my mercs have it, so I'm not worried about DT tests for them. I've got Skaz and his Spazzes, as well as the good old boys and Berserk in the middle there to deal with all of his fun little infantry. I've got Bow Wowzer to redirect in between them. I've got Rufus backing them up. And then I've got the Scraplings kind of behind there just to shoot at anything that gives them the opportunity. And my Bombardiers, we're going to shoot at his units just to try to start picking models off the side. They really didn't have a juicy target other than the bricks of light infantry, so I figured why not use their shots on them. But yeah, that was really everything I thought about in deployment when I put it down. Just get the little guys, you know, in close combat and beat them into the dirt as fast as humanly, or as ogrely possible. For my opponent's part, though, he's got a captain on a Pegasus on the left side. He's got a unit of riders. He's got a unit of knights. I think there's a character in that unit. I'm almost positive there's like a prelate or something. I'm not 100%. I know there's a character. I just don't know what it is. Then there's another unit of riders. He's got his Imperial Guard with his general right next to them. Next to them is the unit of halberdiers, I think. Or no, I'm sorry, those are swordsmen. Next to them is the halberdiers with a BSB and his archmage inside of it. Next to them is another unit of swordsmen. Behind them is the big silver unit is a unit of handgunners. Those guys just haunt my nightmares. And then on the very back corner there is a cannon. And then if you go back to the middle of his deployment, there's a volley gun behind the second unit of riders. So now that I've confused the hell out of you, let's get to the game. So here's top of turn one after movement, and he fires for it. He did Vanguard one of his riders, the ones on the left there. That's how they got so far across the table. I took the picture before he, Vanguarded. My mistake. So in the top of one, he runs forward and kind of aims at my cannon and Tremendous and the Scraplings. I honestly didn't know what he was hoping to accomplish here, other than sacrificing them so that the cannon couldn't shoot for a turn. Not a bad choice, but I will take his sacrifice gladly. His other unit of riders move up to try to take out my trappers in the forest. I felt like they were probably dead. My general was out of range. My BSB was in range, but what can you do? We'll see. His knights move up right to the forest edge there, and I'm fine with that. If any trappers are alive, I'll try to redirect them a little bit. If not, then I'll put my mercs in there and let them charge me. I'm not scared. And other than that, though, the rest of his stuff pretty much just sat still because he knows I'm going to come to him, and he's got the firepower to let me go to him. During the magic phase, he nerfs my Bombardiers and gets -3 ballistic skill off on them. So their first round of shooting is going to be mostly pathetic. Then we go into shooting, and his volley gun opens up on Skaz and his Spazzes and kills 2 tribesmen. Oh, man. The only good thing that came out of this was I passed my panic check, so I felt good about that. Next thing is riders shoot at my scraplings and kill 3. I think he needed 1 more for the panic check, and so I'm fine, which is good because they're only like leadership 5. My general's way out of range. But yeah, he kills 3 of the little bastards, and that's okay. And then right here, the other unit of riders shoot at the trappers in the forest. So, yeah, multiple shots, forest, skirmishers, all that stuff, and he's still able to kill 3 of them. Some damn good shooting. What's even better, though, is that those tough little bastards made their panic check and stuck right there. So proud of them. So with that, we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement, and there's a little bit. My cannon, Thunder Cannon of Doom, goes into the riders. They stand and shoot and slip a wound through, but whoop the effing do. Lord Tremendous moves up in order to countercharge his knights. I move my trappers to block them and bring them so they can't charge Lord Tremendous. However, yes, they could hit the trappers and then possibly overrun into the merc vets, but that's fine. I'm hoping Tremendous gets into their their flank and murder death kills a bunch of them before they can do anything if he overruns. I don't think they're frenzied or anything, so I don't think he had to. Plus, I was hoping for dangerous terrains. As we all know, that's not going to happen because that unit has a Stalker standard. But hindsight is 2020. Skaz and Spazzes move up towards that little, I don't know, opening between the wall and the forest. The good old boys go right up against the wall for a little bit of cover, just, in case. The scraplings on the right there, they go over the wall, just marching up so they can finally get in the range because nothing of his is going to move up to meet me. And the bombardiers move up 6 inches so they can shoot at a unit and be useful this game. That's really it for movement. Well, crap. No, that's not entirely true. Skaz and his Spazzes charged at unit of riders that shot at my trappers, and they fled, and man, did they flee. And when they fled, they bounced through his general's unit and through the volley gun, and the volley gun panicked. Even, with the general's leadership, panicked, so it will not shoot next turn, which buys me an entire round of freedom, which I'm quite pleased with. And there's a better picture of my Thunder Cannon, making himself useful and destroying the rioters without any chance of a misfire. So that's awesome. During the magic phase, I get Lightning Storm off. I started off on his volley gun, and I bounce it over into his fleeing riders. The hope there was to get them down to either kill them all or get them down to below 25%. I failed in both aspects, but there are only 2 left, so I'm okay with that. I tried to bounce it into his general's unit and failed, so those 2 units take a bunch of wounds, and I like Lightning Storm. In the shooting phase, since nothing else happens in Magic, my trappers fire their 4 shots into these knights and actually drop one. I love trappers. Then the bombardiers at -3 to their ballistic skill, including long range, so -4, shoot at his little unit of swordsmen right there, and believe it or not, I think I killed 2 of them. So I was rolling out of the box, which I felt pretty good about, I'm not going to lie. And then we go into combat, and needless to say, the Thunder Cannon slams into those guys. I think I kill 4 on impact hit. No, I think I just wipe them all out with impact hits, to be perfectly honest. There's only 5 of them, and it's strength 5 impact hits, and I rolled high. So yeah, they all died horrible, horrible deaths. And it did stop me from shooting for a turn, but man, I like close combat. So fresh off of victory, we go over to the top of 2 after movement, and it's a lot of what you expect. The knights take the bait, going after the trappers, and hit them no problem. I do stand and shoot, and lightning doesn't strike twice, so I'm not able to kill another guy. But that's fine. Like I said, if he overruns into the mercs, that's great, because Lord Tremendous is going in. If he doesn't, that's fine too. Lord Tremendous is going in. Either way, really just kind of determines whether or not the mercs go into this combat or not. Over on the rest of his army, though, his rioters rally and shoot forward to, I don't know, shoot at my dog, I think. Try to kill Bow Wowser before he can get in the way. His general's unit just kind of shifts a little bit to our right, and the rest of the units just stagger slightly. There's really not a lot of movement, other than on the left flank over there, where his captain on a Pegasus goes flying over trying to get an angle on my cannon, which I'm going to do my very best not to give him. But that's really it for movement. There's a better picture. I'm sorry, that's not a better picture. In his magic phase, I don't have a picture of it. I believe he got Mind Razor off. No, he tried to get Mind Razor off on this unit. I stopped it, and then he got rerolled to wounds off because there's a prelate or a priest or something like that in this unit. So they have reroll to wounds. Not that it really needed it. They slam into my trappers and destroy them, and that wasn't a shock. And then they overrun like so into my mercenary veterans, which, like I said, I'm totally fine with because either way, Lord Tremendous is going in, and hopefully, if the dice gods are generous, this unit is going to be dead this time next turn. So here's bottom of 2 after movement, and like I said, Lord Tremendous goes the frick in. Those knights have to be ripped apart yesterday. They are too dangerous to leave alone on the table. Other than that, my scraplings and my cannon turn to face the captain on a Pegasus because I don't want the captain to charge the thunder cannon. So with moving and everything like that, I was kind of screwing myself. So I moved the cannon in such a way that it was behind the scraplings, but I'm aware that he could slam into the scraplings, break them, and overrun into the cannon. But I might as well make him do that. And I get to shoot at him, so I'm okay with that. Other than that, the rest of my stuff just moves up a little bit. Skaz and Spaz, the good old boys, move up to charge next turn because I'm getting restless. The Bombardiers move up another 6 inches to get better shots off on the handgunners, hopefully. The Scraplings on the right there, they move up their 4 inches so they can try to shoot at anything. And then Bow Wowser moves up and gets in his general's way so he can't charge. I think that was a little premature on my part. I probably should have left Bow Wowser back, but not every move I make is a good one, so I just kind of bog them down for a turn. That's about it. There's a better picture of the knights regretting their charge. During the magic phase, Skaz gets the lightning storm spell off again, but it only hits the rider, and I only kill one. I get 1 hit, and it kills one guy, which forces the panic check. But it's effective because now he's below 25%. So he breaks and flees. He does bounce through the impassable terrain, and he passes his dangerous terrain check. But he is going the right direction, and hopefully will be off the board in a turn or so. So we go into shooting, and my Bombardiers shoot at the Halberdiers, and I think I killed 2. And this was really discouraging because I think my Bombardiers really hit a lot, but I wounded very poorly due to just the dice gods deciding to play with my emotions. So I think I only killed 2 of these guys, and getting a little frustrated with the Bombardiers. I'm not gonna lie. Over here, oh my God! Over here, my cannon shoots at the captain on a Pegasus, hits, wounds, does 5 wounds to the thing because it's a flyer, and it explodes, gets right past the ward or regen save, whatever he had, and just murders him. God, and that is why the cannon is now affectionately named as the Thunder Cannon of Doom. I like this thing. So with all that over, we go over here into combat, and Lord Tremendous Impact Hits alone killed a bunch of these guys, and his attacks, stuff like that. But with the attacks he got back, he was able to put like 7 wounds through on my unit. It was super impressive. That reroll into wounds thing really hurt. I was able to get all... The unit was destroyed, only the character was left, and if I'm not mistaken, he lost by 4. I don't remember the exact number, but for some reason that sounds right to me. And so he takes his break check, fails it, breaks, and gets run down by my Merc Vets. Lord Tremendous was able to pass his leadership check in order to restrain, because I didn't want him going that direction. I wanted him facing that way, because I need to get him into some infantry quick, fast, and in a hurry. So that really worked out nice. I did not expect to lose 2 mercs to a seriously depleted knight unit, but my opponent wasn't thrilled that his unit got wrecked like that. I honestly thought they did real impressive considering the odds, how stacked against them they were, but I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder there. And with that, we go over here to top of 3 after movement. And there is some. His general's unit takes the bait, goes after Bow Wowser, and I have regrets. I didn't want him to do that now, but what can you do? I made a mistake, and my opponent's going to capitalize on my stupidity. What can you do? So he hits Bow Wowser, no problem. Believe it or not, the rider on its reduced leadership does make its rally check and turns the face. Damn. And the rest of his units just kind of shimmy around a little bit, get better angles on everything, and wait for me to come at them, which, again, I forgot about how supporting units work, and you'll see in a minute what that means. Other than that, there was no movement. There's a better picture of me throwing away Bow Wowser for no good reason. During the magic phase, he gets one of those spells off that lowers your toughness by D3, and he lowered my toughness on this unit by 1. So now they're toughness elf, and I find that offensive. And then in shooting, I believe his handgunners do all the work. Maybe his cannon does too. I cannot remember. So I'm going to give credit to both units. The cannon and the handgunners fire at my Bombardiers, kill one, and put 2 wounds on another. So damn. In 1 round of shooting at them, they have done more wounds to them than they've done to infantry. Bombardiers need to pick it up. And then his volley gun opens up on my Merc Vets that are in the forest, and he's able to do enough wounds to drop 1. Almost 2. I do have to take a panic check, and I pass, but I need to get a hold of this thing yesterday. So then we go into combat, and yeah, Bow Wowser doesn't do anything. I think I went after his unit champion. No, I wasn't in basic phase, I was unit champion. So I just went into the unit, and I don't think I did anything. And in return, his general cuts Bow Wowser in half, and that sucks. What a huge waste of a great unit. I take full responsibility. And there's a rather blurry picture of his reform, just to show you how much of an actual waste it was for me to move Bow Wowser up there. So in shame, here we are in bottom of 3 after movement, and Lord Tremendous tried to charge the flank of his general. I needed like a 9 in order to do it, and I rolled an 8. Missed it by an inch, which really sucked. Then my Merc Vets, they tried to charge his volley gun. I made it, but when I moved the unit, we discovered that in between the impassable terrain and his unit, there was not enough space. So I couldn't charge. It was an illegal charge. So we put them back, and instead they just kind of reformed and then failed their swift reform attempt. So awesome! Skaz and the Spazzes just kind of move up a little bit into that corner because I don't know. I wasn't expecting to fail the charge with Tremendous and my Merc Vets, which sucked. And then I probably shouldn't have done this. I forgot all about supporting units. I charged with my general's unit into his BSB's unit, the halberdier unit. I get his handgunners stand and shoot because they're a support unit, and then his swordsman unit countercharge into my flank. So with his general's unit wide open and his other swordsman unit wide open, I just gave up my general's unit because I'm too stupid to remember what supporting units can do. Awesome. On the way in, by the way, my general's unit did take enough wounds to drop a guy, so even better. You know what would have been great in this situation? If Bow Wowser was still around to redirect. That would have been great in this situation. But yeah, I made some critical mistakes, and they're all about to come to fruition for my opponent. Yay! There's a better picture of Tremendous failing a charge, and a Merc Vets making an illegal charge, going back and failing a swift reform, which was outstanding. And there's a better picture of me throwing away my general's unit. I can't believe I forgot about supporting units. Oh well, what can you do? During the magic phase, figuring what the hell, I cast the comet off. It's the lower level comet, so I don't know when it's coming in, but it's 50-50 every magic phase, and I think it'll be fun. So I get it off right there, and that should be interesting, to say the least. However, getting that spell off required me to overwhelming power it, and I end up rolling a miscast 2. Yes, I did roll 4 dice to cast this spell. But I luck out. After the smoke clears, I roll, and of course, Skaz survives. Oh, did I get lucky. However, he did take a wound for his trouble, and I lost a tribesman. But to get the comet down, I'd never gotten the comet off yet in a 9th Age game, so I was very curious to see how effective it would be. We go into combat, and although I did a lot of wounds to the, halberdier unit. My general ends up in a challenge with his arch wizard, who's got the item of identity theft, and so we swap all of our stats, and I'm not able to do anything to him. He's not able to do anything to me, but I'm able to eviscerate most of the halberdier unit, which I feel good about. However, even though I won this combat, they're steadfast, they're not going anywhere, and I'm about to be countercharged all to hell next turn. And I'm not stubborn, so I realize at this point this unit is dead, and I'm a flippin' fool. So here's top before after movement, and almost like I knew what I was talking about, everything that can charge does. His general's unit and the extra unit of swordsmen charge into my general's unit, and they make it absolutely no problem. His handgunners stay right where they're at because there's no purpose in moving. I think he forgets about the rider back there behind the volley gun. And, of course, the cannon and the volley gun just get ready to lay down some massive hurt on me. Oh, my goodness. This was so stupid on my part. But, you know, it's kind of the way I play. So I just got overexcited. That's it for movement. There's a better picture of what a nope looks like. So during the magic phase, nothing happens. At the end of the magic phase, I roll the die, and the comet comes down. It was more effective against me than it was him. I lose 3 tribesmen from that dead unit anyway. He loses a handful of swordsmen on my flank there. Oh, I'm sorry, Imperial Guard. What did he lose? Like 6 or 7? 7 maybe? Which, I'll take. He lost some swordsmen. He lost a decent amount of those. He lost a couple of halberdiers, and that was it. It didn't really blow up huge. I think it was only like 6 inches. Not overly impressive, but it was enough to just decimate my tribesmen. I think I rolled 10 hits on him. So with all the body parts still flying around in the air, we go into shooting, and his handgunners unload on the bombardiers and kill all of them. It was breathtaking, his rolling. Handgunner unit, it was like this is what they trained for their entire lives, and it was super effective. Then over here, the volley gun opens up on the Merkvats and the BSB. The Merkvats die. They just get mulched by the damn thing. But my BSB, he does take a wound, but he survives the onslaught, which shouldn't have ever happened. I wish I had made that damn charge, but, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. The deaths of the mercenaries proves too much for Khan to handle, and he flees.
No!
Yeah, with the reroll, he takes off, and he does like, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 inches, bounces through Tremendous. Tremendous passes his leadership, thank God, but yeah, Khan is currently fleeing, and that sucks. We go into some close combat, and yeah, my tribesmen get beaten to death. The entire unit is slaughtered, and my great Khan himself, Berserk, takes 2 wounds. Berserk fails to hit at all, because even my dice have given up on this fight. I think maybe the tribesmen did a wound or 2 to the halberdiers. It was not much, and far from enough. I die in this combat and auto-break. I end up fleeing from the Imperial Guard, and I don't make it. I go about 4 inches, and he catches me no problem. Only his swordsman unit pursued. I mean, just awful. They catch me, no problem, and actually run off the table to do it. His halberdier unit, other unit of swordsmen, and Imperial Guard unit turn to face the rest of my army to finish me off like the scrub that I am. So, with that, we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and damn it. I don't know what to do. Lord Tremendous tries to charge the volley gun. It's a very simple charge. It's not that far. He needs like a 7. He's got swift stride. And as you can see, he fails it. Oh my god. The BSB does rally, so that's something. I move my scraplings on the right flank there up a little bit to block his general's charge, because, yeah, I just don't feel like surrendering Skaz and his Spazzes just yet. Maybe later. And that's really it. I'm hoping on magic and some shooting to do some damage before I'm forced to go into this combat, because I've been getting my ass kicked like an idiot. That's it for movement. During the magic phase, I get another comet off, and I place it right where that little red marker is. It's actually a K-47, Conflict 1947 marker, and it's just incredibly fitting for the comet as a marker. It's even got little counters on it. It's amazing. But yeah, I put it right there. It's the lower costing one, so I don't know when it's coming down, but even if he marches everywhere, it's going to be beautiful if I can get it to drop and just nuke most of his army. I should have been doing this since the beginning, but I did not realize just how powerful the comet was until my last turn. So, interesting. I like it. Unfortunately, in order to cast that spell, I had to do it with overwhelming power because that's how I roll, motherfucker. Oh gosh, so yes, I end up miscasting 6, which is always good. The results of which are my magic phase ending, and Skaz taking a wound, and one of the tribesmen in his unit taking a wound. Not bad, all things considered, and the comet's still on the table, so that's really cool. During the shooting phase, my cannon fires at his divine altar, or whatever it is, and hits and wounds, and does 4 wounds to that bastard. I should have been shooting at this thing earlier on in the game. I've been shooting at his volley gun to 0 effect. This is much better, and now I think it's only got 1 wound left, so outstanding. With no combat, we go over here to top of 5 after movement, and my opponent goes slamming his general's unit into my scraplings, which I'm okay with because that keeps him very close to the comet. If it comes down in his magic phase, that would be tremendous. See what I did there? The rest of his stuff kind of moves forward. He knows Lord Tremendous is coming after him. He knows Skaz and his Spazzes are going to try to come after him. There's a lot of things that still want to beat him up. Oh, I'm sorry. His Divine Altar also went into the Scraplings, which, I mean, they're dead anyway. He just wanted to ensure it. Also, his rider moves in front of the volley gun, so that if Lord Tremendous charges it, if he's there after the damn volley gun opens up on him, then he has to go after the rider and not the volley gun. Very smart move. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot of movement. I think his BSB's unit just kind of turns the face. The swordsman that chased Berserk's unit off the table, the good old boys, they come back on and just kind of sit where they're at. And other than that, nothing else moves. That's it for movement. There's a better picture of his General's Imperial Guard unit slamming into the Scraplings, as well as his Divine Altar. During the magic phase, nothing really happens on his side, but on my side, the comet comes down. And as you can see, there's a lot less Empire stuff on the table. The Imperial Guard actually fare pretty well. I think they only take like 3 or 4 wounds, which isn't so bad. The Scraplings don't do bad. They take 3 wounds. Whoop-de-doo. His Swordsman user gets cut down to about 6 guys, which is outstanding. And then his BSB's unit with his Archmage, there's a Halberdier left. They took the brunt of that impact. Speaking of brunt, though, his Divine Altar thing, or Sacred Altar, whatever it's called, explodes. I did like 7 hits to it. 3 got through. It doesn't matter. He only had 1 wound left, and he dies, which is awesome because I'm in desperate need of points in order to save face in this game. But yeah, the comet is pretty cool. I kind of like it. The resulting murder of the Halberdier unit with the BSB and Archmage causes them to panic, and they go fleeing through the handgunners who make their panic check, but they are right on the ragged edge, and they're below 25% because 1 Halberdier survived. So no reroll, needing like a 4 or 5 to stick. That's like a 700-800 point swing. I'll take it. If they run off the table next turn, that could be game, and I could really use that. During the shooting phase, his volley gun and his rider open up on Lord Tremendous and are able to slip 2 more wounds through on him. It's really bad. He's only got 1 left, and I still have to charge these guys through the forest, taking DT checks. He's got Headhunter on him, but if he doesn't kill nothing, he's not going to be nothing. And the son of a bitch should have been in combat with a volley gun. So, you know what? He kind of got what he deserves. Hopefully, it's enough to motivate him to start making charges. And then we go into combat, and it's not terrible. I only lose like 5 guys. There was a bit of flubbing on the Imperial Guard side. But it's more than enough to have me break. I do break, and I end up only... He does not pursue, and that kind of works out because my Scraplings literally run 2 inches. I roll snake eyes, so that's kind of cool, and hopefully I can rally him before the end of the game. So with that over, we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement, and Skaz and his Spazzes charge his Swordsman unit, and they flee. I tried to redirect into his General's unit and failed my leadership. Skaz wanted those Swordsmen and said, screw the Imperial Guard. So, alright, Skaz, do what you gotta do, buddy. Lord Tremendous charges the rider, who stands, shoots, and actually wounded, but I made a regen save. I failed my armor, made my regen save, and then made my damn charge. So that's awesome. Hopefully Tremendous can heal a wound after killing that guy, and maybe even take out the damn volley gun before it's too late. Rufus moved up a little bit. I thought about charging him into the Imperial Guard unit, but I just wasn't feeling confident. It's a long-ass charge. Probably should have went for it. I didn't. Stupid me. My BSB moves up cautiously, I guess, just to countercharge because I know his general's going into Skaz and his Spazzes. And that's really it. I did rally the unit of Scraplings that fought the general's unit last turn, and since they were already pretty much facing him anyway, they're going to shoot at some Imperial Guard and hope for the best. That's it for movement. There's a better picture of Skaz and his Spazzes failing to charge on the Swordsman, and I'm wrong. I did try to charge his General's unit with Rufus, and I failed my charge, so I feel better knowing that, even though I did forget. I apologize. That's why I take pictures. That's the entire reason. During the magic phase, I get the stars align off on Skaz and Spazzes. My opponent just stopped everything else. He wasn't going to let another comet get out if he could afford it or if he could stop it. I gave him rerolls to hit because I knew his general's unit was coming in, and my 5-up armor really isn't going to stop anything. I did toy with armor, but I figured, you know what? No, we'll go for it. I need, rerolling hits, 3s to wound. Hopefully I do enough damage to keep me in this game. If not, well, whatever. That was the spell I decided to go with. Nothing happens in shooting, so we go into combat, and Lord Tremendous is able to destroy the rider. Go figure. I also do heal a wound thanks to Headhunter, which is awesome. The volley gun passes its panic check for a unit destroyed within 6, which sucks. And we go to the top of 6 after movement, where the General's unit and Imperial Guard charge into Skaz and the Spazzes. I did toy with fleeing, but he was just too damn close, and I was afraid that if I fled, he'd catch me. We spoof rolled it just to see what would happen. I ended up getting 13 inches away, or I ended up getting 7, which would have put me 13 inches away. He rolled, and total distance would have been 13 inches. There was some debate on with the wheel and everything like that, if I would have been able, or I'm sorry, the reform and everything like that, if I would have been able to get away, if he would have caught me or not. I think he would have. So, hindsight, 2020 and everything like that, I decided to stick, and I'm not going to regret that. What I do regret, and what makes me a little sick to my stomach, is that his BSB's unit with his Archmage and the one remaining Halberdier made their godforsaken leadership check. Even at half, they made their damn leadership check. Can you believe it? So, yeah, at this point, I know I've lost the game by a landslide. So now it's just about body count and having fun. And I think I can have fun. Not sure what I can do about body count. That's it for movement. Nothing happens during magic, I don't think. I don't think he wants to risk casting any spells with his wizard because he's right there on the board edge and everything. And I get that. So we go into shooting, and his handgunners blow away everything but all but one of my scraplings, which hurts a little bit. They weren't hurting anybody. The poor little guy is so scared he flees, and he even dives over the wall and everything like that. That just mean. There was no reason to shoot at the scraplings. None. Bad opponent. Bad. So then we go into combat, and it's actually a pretty good fight. Better for the Empire guys than me, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I end up losing 3 tribesmen. He ends up losing 6 swordsmen, which is not a fair trade. I have my unit champion and Skaz left over. I lose this combat. I think I need a 3 with a reroll in order to stay. And a break. And I get run down. Good old Skaz, keeping the status quo and getting murdered. Well done, Skaz. Well done. So with that, we go over here to bottom of 6 after movement, and since Lord Tremendous survived the volley gun last turn, he charges into the swordsman. Why? 'Cause screw those guys, that's why. Rufus just moves up to the wall edge to shoot randomly at stuff. My cannon moves up so he can shoot. I'm going to take a pot shot at the BSB. I figure maybe I can kill him. Maybe I can get the points for him. He's going to have to take it because there's no way he can't. There's only one rank and file in the unit. And that's it. That's all I got. The scraplings on the left flank, they come up as fast as they can to possibly shoot at the volley gun and get lucky. My BSB is just hiding out in the forest, tree humping because he's scared. And the real exciting part of this movement phase was the one remaining scrapling that fled over the wall rallied on Snake Eye. It's been that kind of game, but I'm so proud of that little bastard. That's why he's a samurai. But yeah, that's it for movement. There's a better picture of Lord Tremendous slamming into those guys, the swordsman. And honestly, that should be pretty easy points for me to pick up. During the shooting phase, because my magic phase is dead, I fire the cannon at the BSB. I hit. I wound. It gets through. I kill the BSB. And the unit breaks and runs off the table. That Thunder Cannon of Doom is absolutely amazing. Literally, my opponent, he was dying. He couldn't believe it. We were cracking up. But my opponent does the points real quick. It was like with the plus 100 for the BSB, the unit, the characters, it's like an 800 point swing or something insane. Cannon of Doom. And then we go into combat, and yeah, Lord Tremendous is able to just eviscerate every last one of the swordsmen. I think a couple of them survived, they broke, they flee, they got ran down, and the War Teddy had himself a nice evening snack. And he deserved it. He's been running around the whole damn board, trapped in the forest, just being a putz. So, yeah, it was a good way. I do not heal another wound from Headhunter, though I rolled a 2, and that's sad. But there it is, guys. There's the end of the game. And as you can see, you know what, all things considered, and some of the terrible decisions I made during this game, my luck did try to pull me through in the last minute. And there's not too many Empire people on the table left. Granted, there's not too many ogres either. In fact, there's really no ogres other than oh gosh, the guy driving the Thunder Cannon, my BSB, and Lord Tremendous. All the other ones are dead. Oh man, this was a hell of a game. And you know what? We'll get to the recap in a second, because right now this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So we total up the points, and in the end, it was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got 1,641 out of him. He got 1,910 out of me for a difference of 269. I ended up losing Berserk, Skaz, all the tribesmen, half a unit of Scraplings, my Trappers, my Bow Wowser, my Merc Vets, and my Bombardiers. Not my best showing, but still not terrible. There was only 269 between us, which is pretty good considering just how many goofball friggin' mistakes I made. So, yeah, as obvious as this is, I need to learn to control myself when it comes to charges. I get way overeager, and if I had just taken a second to go, wait a minute, I need to charge the support units, not the parent units, or I'll get screwed over. Maybe I would have charged, you know, a different unit, broke it, and gotten past it before I got countercharged, or not throw myself in a place where I would have gotten countercharged by like 800 things. So yeah, I fully blame myself for this one. My Mercenary Vets and Lord Tremendous failing those charges in the middle there, that really hurt me. I needed those guys to get in there, take that stuff out, and get back into the fight. That sucked. But, you know, at least Skaz died. So now it's a tradition. So every game, I'm going to try to get him killed. And I think I can do it. Overall, I gotta be honest, Bombardiers are starting to really disappoint me. At one point in this game, I rolled 3 1s when I only had 3 guys left, and needless to say, it wasn't super effective. But I've been looking at the old battle reports, and I've been watching their progression and everything like that, and they're just not producing. I don't know. I think I might have to swap them out and try something else in the next list. I do have them out of the next list because, well, it's a doozy what I try. So, yeah, Path of Heavens is really amazing. It's really nice. I like the synergy with the ogres. The spell costs are a little high, but it's totally worth it. The D6 Strength 6 lightning bolt shots are really good. The stars align, being able to reroll all my hits, that's huge. Comet. Oh my god, Comet. That's my go-to I win button now. Oh, I like the Path of Heavens, definitely. The cannon really did well this game. I mean, you saw what it did at the end, taking out the BSB and finishing off that unit. That was amazing. Like I've been hinting at all game, I have a new idea for Lord Tremendous. Expect to see mega changes in the next battle report. My opponent's new infantry kits are great. This whole army, the way he had all of his guys, that I'm looking forward to facing them again because they gave good close combat, very good close combat. And as always, his handgunners haunt my nightmares. Holy crap, that unit. But you know what? This was still a really, really fun game. This is still a really fun opponent. I really do enjoy lining up against him. And I cannot wait for the rematch. It's going to be epic. real quick, I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports me on Patreon, PayPal, and other financial means. If you want to join them, feel free to find the link in my description, or it's on my actual YouTube channel, or on the Ninth Age forums. And you can help me improve my hobby so I can improve your battle report watching experience. But these are the individuals that allow me to thank them on the reports: Alex of the Vale Renegades, South Florida's Gamermancy team, and Daniel Jolson. Thank you guys very much, and all my anonymous donors, thank you guys as well. I really do appreciate it, and I hope I continue to be worthy of your donation. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Battle Report number 39 is officially in the history books. And what a game. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.